Libra, what's going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Libra love reading. In this Libra reading today, we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in March 2025. I'm going to get one card for the mutual point of interest between the two of you. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Libra, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what's the mutual point of interest between Libra and their romantic person of interest here in March 2025. We're taking 2 apparently. What's going on with you, Libra? What's going on with Libra as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in March 2025? Okay, that was pretty easy. What's going on with your person? What's going on with Libra's person of interest as it relates to Libra and the connection between them in March 2025? Thank you. Well... On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, 3 of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy of teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. This would typically be the stage where you're laying the foundations for building a life together, laying the foundations for that 10 of Pentacles. In a normal tarot deck like the one I'm going to use to clarify, there are 3 people on this card that are working together and building something. In this particular deck, there's only one person on the card working all by themselves, which usually is an indicator that we're supposed to be working together as equals to build something, but one of us is showing up a lot different than the other one is. It's usually like, I'm doing all this we stuff by myself. Right behind that, I have the Emperor. This is Aries Major Arcana energy. This is an energy of control. It's about taking control, taking charge of a situation. This is a master manifester energy in terms of it's someone who has all the tools, abilities, and resources to put together a plan to get what they want and then execute that plan to get what they want. It's about like being in charge, setting the rules, setting the boundaries, dictating policy. This is typically someone that's not the person I'm reading for. It's usually the other person being in control of something here in terms of whether or not we're building this together and working together as equals, or are you more important than I am kind of an energy here. I've got the Queen of Swords right behind that. This is Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. She's about speaking the truth on something. She's also about cutting off the person or the thing that isn't in her best interest anymore. So this is usually like a severing kind of an energy here. Usually we have some difficult conversation where truth gets spoken and then there's like a cutting away of someone is what this is looking like. That's the overall gist of what it looks like this reading is going to talk to me about. We might have to come back to that more as we go along, but this mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects you both in some way here in March 2025. Doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and you start feeling or acting this way or vice versa. But normally I get 1 card. I got 2 here. Both 8s. We got the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Cups is Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching, physically walking away. The person on the card's walking away from 8 full cups of love because they believe there's something better out there for them. Sometimes this is a person who thinks the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence, so they got to go find out if it is or not, and when it's not, then I'm going to try to come back. Sometimes this is advice for you saying, hey, 8 cups is the best this person is able to give you. It doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad person. It just means that if you want personal happiness and wish fulfillment, if you want that 10th cup, the happily ever after, that happy fairy tale romance that we all dream about, you're probably not going to get it with this person because 8 is the best they can do. And this is about recognizing that and then making that difficult, conscious decision to walk away from what I have because I deserve better than this. It's about going down this new path, trying to find your happiness and, the 10 of Cups, essentially. But then I've got this Eight of Wands with it, which is Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest moving energy in the deck. The only thing faster than this is the Chariot. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but the Chariot is out here in your person's energy. So we got a lot of fast movement here happening. This can be like rapid back and forth, passionate communications. It can represent travel over great distances sometimes. This is rapid forward movement or progress on something that there's like a lot of passion and desire for. Sometimes this can just mean there's so much happening all at once, like it's too much to process all at one time. It's like it's overwhelming kind of a feeling here. I don't know if this is saying someone emotionally detached and walked away and that happened kind of out of left field and it went really quick, or if someone has emotionally detached because there's a lot of passionate communication going on somewhere else. I'm not quite sure yet, so I'm going to clarify this and see what else I can find out for you, Libra. Tell me more about this Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands, please. Clearly we got a lot that wants to come out here. Let's get two more. What's going on with this Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands? Why is that the mutual point of interest? All major arcana here. So we got something big going on. Probably too much happening all at once. Underlying this energy, Eight of Wands. So whenever I'm clarifying a card and I get the same card in the clarifiers, that's the universe beating me over the head. Like, dude, I done told you there's a lot happening at once here. Somebody's overwhelmed. Right behind that, I've got the Six of Swords in reverse. I don't read reversals. I don't even keep reversals in my deck. I do things like to make sure that they're not that way. I like go through the decks and make sure, and somehow this one's upside down. So I don't know if I've missed one. The Six of Swords in the upright is Aquarius energy. This is moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving these rough, choppy waters of the past behind me and moving away from something painful and moving forward into my future. This card implies a couple of things because it's the Six of Swords. That implies the Five of Swords has already happened. Some mentally and psychologically painful situation or event has already occurred. A betrayal, a big fight. Could be that we had a big fight going on here. I got Queen of Swords here right behind the Emperor. Damn, I may not have gone deep enough. I've got Queen of Wands right behind that, and Five of Wands right behind that, and Ace of Cups right behind that. Holy crap here. And another Queen. So I've got too many Queens already here. This Queen of Wands is the fire element queen, you know, the hot queen, the one there's passion and desire for, attraction to. This is 9 times out of 10 the other woman. I've got an internal conflict where a piece of me wants this one and a piece of me wants that one, and now I'm torn between the two. And a new beginning in love and emotions here. I've got what's looking like an iffy situation happening. This is talking about something painful has already occurred. You can't change the past because it's already happened. Your real control is in what do I do moving forward into the future. And there is an implied choice that comes with this moving away from something painful and into the future kind of an energy. And it's, do I carry the burden that this painful thing has caused into my future with me so it continues to weigh me down and hold me back? Or do I carry forward the lesson that going through this painful thing has taught me so that that doesn't happen again? So we've got some kind of a moving away from energy where something is happening really fast. Now, it was upside down in the reverse, and that would mean that there's some sort of a delay with that, some sort of a resistance to it. There's something kind of wrong with this moving away from thing. This is almost like resisting moving away from something painful, even though a lot has happened here. Got the Sun right behind that. That's the Leo major arcana. This is like the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. It's really hard to get a better card than this when that's what it's talking about. Now, the other thing it can mean is it's the card that comes after the moon in the sequence of the major arcana. And when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Things can be hidden in the dark. There can be some kind of a secret that you don't see. And the next step is the sun comes up and now it's not dark anymore. And all that stuff that was being hidden in the dark gets illuminated. It gets exposed. I can see it now. There's some element here of like not wanting to move away from something painful, probably because there's happiness tied to it. When I clarify this 8 of Cups, 8 of Wands, I get Justice, the Hierophant, and the Emperor. So it's twice we've seen the Emperor now. Justice is the Libra Major Arcana card. This is the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. This is about cutting away something that's not in balance, so balance can be restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. This card shows up for me when something either unbalanced is happening, and this is pointing out the need to correct that, or something unfair and unjust is going on, and this is pointing out the need to correct that. This almost feels like somebody detaching and walking away and moving forward very, very quickly here. And something unfair, unbalanced about that. I've got the Hierophant in the middle of all this. This is the Taurus Major Arcana. This is a card of commitment. It's about being fully committed to something bigger than yourselves. In a relationship reading, this is being fully committed to the relationship, taking it to the next level, going to like living together, being engaged, getting married. This is typically a marriage card here. So we have some sort of a commitment between the two of you, but then something is out of balance or unfair with it. And then on the other side of that commitment, I've got the Emperor again, which is right here underneath the overall energy of the teamwork and the collaboration, and like it not being fully equal. It's like someone here is more important than the other person. Again, this is taking control, taking charge, setting the rules, making the boundaries, dictating policy here. This is someone who is in control of the commitment, probably also in control of whatever this unfair, unbalanced thing is that's happening. That's the shared energy. Not uncommon at this point that I don't fully understand what the hell this is trying to tell me just yet. I will come back to this as I go through your energy, Libra, because then I'll be able to see how that applies to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through your person's energy for the same reason. Your energy in this connection, your first card is always the most important. You got the Magician. Central to your energy is the 10 of Cups. And your final card is the Ace of Wands. That looks pretty good in and of itself. It's over here that looks a little funky to me. This Magician is the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the tarot deck. This is someone who has all the tools, abilities, and resources to shape the world around them, to be in alignment with what their will desires. He's got all 4 aces in front of him. The aces are the ones of the 4 suits, which represents 1111, which is the number of manifesting. This is about actively trying to manifest something. It's very common in these particular readings that this whole first column, even though I'm in your energy, the whole first column usually ends up being this person's stuff showing up over here because what they're doing is affecting you so much. This is usually an indicator that this person is the one who's created the situation that I'm reading about right now. Let's take a look at that and see what else we can find out. Tell me more about the Magician. Why is that the first card in Libra's energy in this connection? Thanks. Man. On the bottom of the deck, underlying this Magician energy, 7 of Swords. Aquarius energy, this is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind someone's back, trying to get away with something that I shouldn't be trying to get away with. That's not the only meaning of the card. Now, sometimes this card can mean self-preservation, as in I don't want to get hurt, which is why the dude on the card steals these swords. He doesn't want to be hurt by those swords, so he steals them to make sure that they can't be used against him and they can't hurt him. It can also represent leaving something behind. He can't carry all 7 swords and he has to leave these 2 behind, so it can indicate leaving something behind here as well. But this is not looking so hot. Now, behind that 7 of Swords, I've got 7 of Cups, Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of different cups here. There's a lot of different ways this situation could play itself out. There's a lot of different emotions involved here. And I don't want to pick the wrong cup and make some kind of a mistake, but the clouds of smoke can represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making. Like I can't see everything around me. It can just represent emotionally being confused. It can even represent someone kind of blowing a smoke screen, trying to obscure your vision so you can't see all the other options that they have, probably because they're already sneaking around with one. While you're doing all of this we stuff by yourself, they're trying to be in control of something else. That's what this is looking like. Like they have control of the commitment, but then there's something unfair, unbalanced around the commitment. This is probably what it is: the lying, the deception, the other options. I got Page of Wands right behind that. News, messages, communications about passion and desire. This can be passionate messages. This can be expressing interest or desire in someone. It's someone who has the willingness to take the very first step down this brand new path towards something that there's a lot of passion and desire for. I've already referenced taking a step down a new path here with this emotionally detaching, probably going to go see if like the grass is greener on the other side of the fence here. Probably already doing some sort of a deceptive routine behind your back. When I clarify the Magician, I get Judgment, the Chariot, and the Ten of Wands. Judgment is the most powerful decision card in the deck. This is about passing a final verdict in judgment on something. In a relationship reading, this is either A, we're calling this dead and over with and there's no coming back from it, or B, this is about resurrecting it and bringing it back to life and calling it back from the grave and transforming it so it's never going to be this way again. This is looking like someone has already made their decision here. Probably not you. It's probably them calling all the shots, which is probably why I have the Emperor out here in both decks right now. And even in this little bit of the story, the Emperor comes before the Libra energy here. Next, I have the Chariot, which is the fastest energy in the deck. I already alluded to that when I was telling you about the Eight of Wands that I saw twice being the second fastest, and I already got ahead of myself and showed you that the Chariot is actually your person's first card. So there's some really fast forward movement on something going on here. Sometimes this is just like, let's just get the hell out of Dodge kind of an energy. I'm like, I'm out, see ya. At its core, what this card is really about is the underlying will to overcome some problem or obstacle or challenge or something that's in the way. It's about getting past that through willpower alone and then moving forward very quickly in success and victory here. So we've got looks like this person has made a decision, probably done some unfair, sneaky, deceptive stuff. And this is like either them getting the hell out of Dodge really quick, or this is you having the will to like try to overcome this problem, try to get past this judgment that they've made. But then we run into the Ten of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. This is a heavy burden being carried here. It's something weighing you down and holding you back. It's a 10, and in tarot, 10s are completions. So this is supposed to be the completion of the heavy burden. It's supposed to be getting to that spot now where you can lay this burden down and move forward without it. I did see the Six of Swords somewhere. It was upside down in the bottom of this deck, about like leaving something painful in the past and moving forward. This is like being burdened by trying to overcome the challenges here, being burdened by the decision that's been made here, being burdened by what your person has created. This is not looking pleasant for you. Central to your energy, Libra, is the Ten of Cups. This is Pisces energy. This is that happy fairy tale ending that we all dream about. This is most people's goal in terms of love and relationships, like the happily ever after, where we're both pouring ourselves into each other emotionally and we're both fully loved and fully happy and everything's awesome. Very rarely is this actually talking about true love and happily ever after. Usually what this card is talking about is someone's idealized point of view about the relationship. I mean, we all want to believe that our relationship is that happily ever after that we've always dreamed about. This is usually looking at it through that like rose-colored glasses type of a thing, looking at the relationship for how I want it to be instead of how it actually is. Let's take a look at what this is trying to tell you here. What's going on with this Ten of Cups? Why is this the central energy for Libra here in March 2025, please? Got one in here. There we go. Make sure nothing else flipped. Let's get one more. Tell me more about this Ten of Cups. Why is this here for Libra? Okay, we're taking 2, no problem. Underline this 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups again. Scorpio energy, options, choices, confusion about the options and choices. Don't want to make a mistake, pick the wrong thing. Somebody's blowing a smoke screen. This is looking like your viewpoint on what you want the connection to be is clouding your judgment and clouding your ability to see things clearly is what this is looking like. And it could also just as easily mean your person is blowing a smoke screen here because they're trying to obscure your vision and not let you see that they have other options. I've got the Page of Wands right behind it again, which again, news messages, communications about passion and desire, passionate messages, expressing interest, having the willingness to take the first step down some new path toward passion and desire. I do have that Queen of Wands right here behind you in the overall energy here. I got Libra energy of Queen of Swords. Very next card, the Hot Queen. That's usually the other woman. 8 of Swords right behind this Page of Wands. This is Gemini energy of being stuck in my head, grinding on something, thinking about it over and over and over again to where I can't quite shut my mind off. The person on the card's blindfolded, which means I don't really have all the information available. There's stuff here that I don't know, that I can't see. And this is about not wanting to make the wrong move here, and not being sure what's the safe step to take and not wanting to make a mistake. I keep referencing not wanting to make a mistake. This is usually like I'm grinding on it, trying to figure out what to do, and I don't have all the answers, and I'm trying to fill in the blanks in my mind, and it's not playing out the way I want it to, so I have to keep like grinding on it and thinking about it. Can't get something out of my head, and what's behind that is the 7 of Swords, which again, lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around. There's something fishy going on here in a big way. When I clarify the 10 of Cups, I get the Ace of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Man, I'm getting ahead of myself again, and I hate doing that, but I have to. The Ace of Wands is your next card that I'll clarify in a second, and I've got the Ace of Wands now in both decks right here in your energy. This is a passionate new beginning. This is a new beginning in passion and desire. This is the phallic symbol of the tarot deck. It's the male you-know-what, using it to do you-know-what, sexual energy, all that fun stuff. And I've got 3 Wands cards in a row right here. That's a lot of passion and desire. That Ace of Wands is sitting right next to the final decision. Like the reason judgment is getting passed is what this is looking like. There's some passionate new beginning during a time when there's a commitment between the two of you. That's what the unfair, unjust thing is. Somebody's taking too much control here. We've got 4 of Wands next, which is Aries energy. It's interesting because then I go to the 3 of Wands. So we're going backwards in terms of desire over here on your side. I got this new beginning in passion and desire, and then we start going backwards in terms of the desire with you. This 4 of Wands, this is stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection between the two of you. Those 4 wands represent 1111. Again, number of manifesting. That's been referenced twice so far. Someone has manifested this whole situation here. This is the stage in manifesting where the thing I want has now appeared. It's here in reality in front of me, and I can celebrate its arrival. This is also telling me that there is some sort of a commitment between the two of you. There's some sort of a stability that you had. The problem is it's not equal give and take. You're showing up and they're showing up in a whole different way. They're showing up as like the one in charge here. There's this idea of like overcoming the obstacle here, probably trying to maintain the stability or get it back. That could be what this burden is about for you. Like they've passed some sort of a judgment that's affected the stability. 3 of Wands next is more Aries energy. this is essentially waiting. This is the stage of manifesting where I've already decided what I want. I've already chosen the path I believe gets me there. I've started taking the steps down that path. Did see that Page of Wands a couple of times, taking the first steps down a new path. This is where I believe the thing I want is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'm still waiting on it to materialize. Waiting on this stability here, waiting to like re-spark this connection and get to this 10 of Cups happily ever after thing. But beside this idea of waiting on something is this heavy burden that's weighing you down. This is already feeling like I'm waiting on something that's not actually going to happen. And it's probably like this 10 of Cups is the card that gets more people in trouble than any card in the deck, because we all want this so bad that we'll delude ourselves, we'll lie to ourselves, we'll sweep shit under the rug and pretend like it didn't happen. We'll ignore red flags that are slapping us in the face, because if any of that stuff's true, then this happily ever after fairy tale romance thing can't be true. And I want this to be true. So it leads us to, delude ourselves. And like I said, this is usually idealized point of view. It's like how much money's in your bank account versus how much do you wish was in your bank account, and then living and spending money as if there really was that much in your bank account. It's going to cause problems. And this is the emotional equivalent of that. This is like the relationship is this way, but I want it to be this way, so I'm operating as if it is this way when it's really not. And that's what this is feeling like to me right here. It's like this person is off doing stuff you don't want them to be doing, and this is almost like I'm waiting on them to come back is what I'm getting from this. And there's this burden tied to waiting. Got Page of Pentacles next, which is news and messages and communicating about some physical opportunity presenting itself. This is also sometimes a person who has this plan for their future, but it's an early stage plan. It's not like a fully developed all the way plan yet. Waiting on some not fully developed plan to take place, or waiting on some communications about the plan. Sometimes this can be communicating about the plan itself, or money, or finances, or some physical opportunity. Then I get this Ace of Wands, which is a passionate new beginning and passion and desire. Like I said, phallic symbol of the deck. It's sexual energy. Usually represents the sparking up of some new passionate thing here. Or sometimes it can represent trying to re-spark the passion or desire in a connection that's kind of fizzled out, which this one seems to have fizzled out, because I got this emotionally detached energy. I've got something unbalanced, unfair going on, and looking like you have this clouded view of it, probably because they're intentionally clouding things up for you. It's also possible that you have some sort of a clouded view based on what you want this to be versus what it actually is. So let's clarify this Ace of Wands. Why is the Ace of Wands the final card in Libra's energy in this connection for March 2025? I know I'm in your energy here, but it really feels like most of what this is talking about is your person, because they're affecting you so strongly here. Underline this Ace of Wands energy, Six of Swords. We've already seen this, Aquarius energy. This is moving forward into calmer waters, leaving the rough, choppy stuff of the past behind me, moving away from this painful thing that's happened and moving into the future. Sometimes this is a case of like, okay, I'm moving forward no matter what. Are you coming with me, or am I leaving you behind and moving forward without you? Sometimes this is a case of like, okay, this painful thing has happened between the two of us, and I want to move forward together with you still, but I don't want to carry the baggage of that painful thing forward with us. I don't want to keep bringing it up. I don't want to keep rehashing it. I don't want that to keep affecting us and weighing us down. So let's leave the past in the past where it belongs and move forward together. I don't think that's what this is about. I think this is some sort of a moving away from the connection kind of an energy, because there's this spark of something new here. I think this is a person who's probably plotting and planning and had an early stage plan for getting away. That's what this is feeling like. And then I got the moon right behind it. This is either fear, worry, and anxiety from uncertainty, or this is something being hidden in the dark. Some secret being kept. Yeah. Right behind the moon is the sun. I told you that when I had the sun last time. It's the card that comes after the moon in the sequence. And now here I have them in that order. There's an element of happiness here for you, but then there's also something that you don't see about this happiness. Like I'm getting that impression that this is like idealized point of view. I'm trying to look at it as this happy thing, but there's something about that I don't see. It could also be like, I want to re-spark this connection. And if I leave it behind, I don't see how I can be happy. It could be that as well. When I clarify this Ace of Wands, this passionate new beginning, I get the Lovers, the Knight of Swords, and the Fool. The Lovers is Gemini's major arcana card. This represents the interconnectedness between people. When you're in a love connection with someone, their choices and their decisions are going to impact you. There's no way around that. Likewise, your choices are going to impact them. There's no way around that. A long time ago, this card used to actually be called the Choice. So it usually represents a choice about a powerful connection or a choice between lovers. And this card is directly connected to passionate new beginning. And on the other side of it is the same Ace of Wands, passionate new beginning. There's some sort of a decision about passionate new beginning, a decision about this connection with you, a decision probably between lovers. Which one do I want? I saw that right here with this Queen of Swords, which is Libra energy, and this other person, and an internal conflict because I'm torn between the two of them, and this Ace of Cups here, and a Queen of Cups behind that, and options and choices. Okay, so this could be your person has someone else that they're trying to choose between. It could also be that they have multiple someone else's that they're trying to choose between. That could be why they're in this power position here with the Emperor from both decks. Next, I've got this Knight of Swords, fastest knight in the deck. This is the third fastest energy. I've got the Chariot in both decks, fastest energy overall. I've seen the Eight of Wands in both decks, and now I've got the third fastest energy, Knight of Swords. Like something has happened, what from your point of view probably feels like it happened out of nowhere. Like everything was fine yesterday, and now suddenly all this shit's happening and it's not fine anymore. This is that person who rushes forward and takes this decisive action on something very quickly. Usually they don't think about it first. They don't think about it while they're doing it. They just rush off and they do it, and they don't think about it until later once it's already done and now it's too late to do anything about it. This often gets referred to as a narcissistic kind of an energy here. It's in the same row with the Chariot, fastest energy in the deck, and this stability of the home and the family. And there's this idea of trying to overcome something to get the stability back. But then there's also this idea of like, I'm running into the past. I'm going backwards here towards stability, probably based on someone taking this action that they didn't think through all the way first. Like there's this detaching and very quick energy here. Next, I've got the Fool, which is the first card of the major arcana, card 0. It's the first card of the whole tarot deck. This is a new beginning at something where we're taking a blind leap of faith. And I don't know what all the steps are first. I don't know what the end result is going to be first. This is about saying, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to leap off this cliff, and I'm going to worry about how to grow wings on my way down. I will figure this out as I move along. So this could just indicate very, very fast new beginning here that's put us at a spot where there's a choice between lovers. This can also represent foolish behavior, foolish decision making, taking risks outside of the connection. I've got this Three of Wands next to it, this idea of I know what I want and I'm waiting on it to happen. I'm waiting on us to start over at the beginning here. and I'm burdened by that. And I could also be burdened by my person making foolish decisions and displaying foolish behavior. Man, the only thing that's got nothing to go with it in the row here is this communication about physical opportunities, which it does take a physical opportunity to engage with the wand here. You can't do that when you're isolated all by yourself. This could also represent your early stage plan for the future of what this connection was going to be. I see you here putting in all the work and effort on this, trying to build this us thing, and meanwhile they're off doing their own thing. I'm hoping like hell that I am totally reading this entirely the wrong way and this is not what is happening for you. So leave me a comment down below and let me know how this applies to you so far. Scoot this over a little bit and we'll take a look at your person's energy. And their energy, the first card is the most important. We got the Chariot. Central to their energy is the Tower. And their final card is the Ace of Swords. We've already seen the Chariot, fastest energy in the deck. This is like the will to overcome the stuff that's in my way, like getting past the problems and stuff just through willpower alone. This can be just getting the hell out of Dodge very quickly. Tell me more about this Chariot. Why is that the first card here for Libra's person of interest in March 2025? See what we have. Underlying that Chariot energy, 7 of Cups. Scorpio energy, options, choices, confusion about the options and choices. This is them blowing a smoke screen. Like, this is them trying to get away. It's what it looks like to me. I'm trying to get the hell out of here, and I don't want you to see what I have going on. 2 of Swords. There's another, the person's blindfolded on the card. In other words, I don't want you to be able to see because I don't want you to be able to make a choice. This is Libra energy. It's a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Sometimes the blindfold represents I don't have enough information to decide. Sometimes the blindfold represents I've got blinders on and there's something I don't want to see, and like that is preventing me from making a decision. Sometimes it's just like I'm trying to stop you from seeing something because I don't want you to decide. Probably why the cloud's of smoke are here. Sometimes this is just a flat out refusal to make some sort of a choice. Like I'm refusing to decide. Like if I've got you and I'm getting benefits from you, and I've got this other person and I'm getting benefits from them too, and you're still trying to figure out how to overcome this and still giving me benefits, why would I choose between the two of you when I'm collecting from both sides here? I got the 6 of Pentacles behind it, Taurus energy. This is supposed to be balance. It's supposed to be equal give and take. Like you scratch my back and I scratch your back and we take care of each other. But a lot of times this ends up being the merchant giving to 2 people in the physical sense. And notice one of them is kind of hidden behind his back a little bit here. I think your person has got somebody else on the side. When I clarify the Chariot, I get the 7 of Wands, the Magician, and the 10 of Cups. 7 of Wands is Leo energy. This is defensive energy. This is defending my position, defending my stance on something, being willing to fight to protect something that's important to me, fight for something that I want, defend myself against accusations. I do see Queen of Swords here and a hot queen behind that. This could just be like I'm calling them out on this bullshit and they're ducking and dodging and bobbing and weaving and going, "Nuh-uh, I didn't do that," getting real defensive here. Now, this could also be them just wanting to get the hell out of here and go fight to get what it is that they want. I do see this detaching energy, this very fast, passionate forward movement here. Them trying to take control, getting what they want. I got the Magician next, which is first card in your energy. This person is draining the shit out of me. It's like I'm feeling it just like sucking the energy out of me. This is like them creating this whole situation I'm reading about. Their thoughts, their actions have shaped all of this. And then I get the 10 of Cups, which is central to your end. It's crazy. Your first card over here is the Magician. Your second card is this 10 of Cups. And I've got those same two cards in this order. And this is them like fighting off external energy coming at them and wanting to get the hell out of Dodge here. Like, they're not showing up the same way that you are. And they're trying to like set boundaries or take control or be in charge in some way. I've got that commitment showing up here with the person who sets the boundaries. There's this off balance energy that needs corrected here. I don't know if this person is trying to manifest their happily ever after and they're fighting you off. Or if this person, maybe you're trying to manifest this happily ever after with them and they're trying to resist against that. Maybe it's too much and that's why they're detaching. Take that part however it resonates for you. I could take it either way, like that this person is trying to go get their own happiness, or they're trying to like deflect and you know, put a barrier up because this thing that you're trying to like create with them, maybe it's too much. Central, I've got the Tower, which is the collapse of some important structure in their life. This is a foundation rocking event. It's a game changer. Like, this is sometimes the collapse of the relationship. Sometimes it's the collapse of a belief system that a person's operating from. No matter what, nothing's the same after this happens. Man, they are literally just draining the energy out of me here. Tell me more about the Tower. Why is that central to this person's energy here in March 2025? Oh, not taking you, huh? Let's get one more, please. Two more. Okay. Strange. The center column for you got an extra card. The center column for them got an extra card. And both of those extra cards are pages. Underlying the Tower, this collapse of something, this game changer, I've got that Six of Pentacles again, which again is feeling like the Merchant here giving to two people. Page of Wands, passionate messages, passionate communicating, the willingness to take the first step down this new path toward passion and desire. Temperance, that's a Sagittarius major arcana energy. This is patience. This is like blending these two things together to make something new, but being willing to do it little bits at a time and not being in this big hurry. Seven of Cups. Don't want to make a mistake and pick the wrong cup, but there's a lot of emotions involved. There's a blowing of a smoke screen here. Two of Swords, some decision they need to make and they're not making it for some reason. And Seven of Swords behind it. It seems easier to just sneak off and do what I want. When I clarify the Tower, I get the Ace of Pentacles, Strength, Five of Cups, Page of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles is a new physical, tangible, real-world opportunity presenting itself, a physical opportunity. On your side, the card that had nothing to go with it is the Page of Pentacles. He carries that Ace of Pentacles. This is the communications about this physical opportunity. This is really feeling like, hey, I'm going to be at this location on this day at this time, and communicating about the physical opportunity to meet up and do something, which is probably how we get to this Ace of Wands and this taking the leap of faith and this very fast movement on something that doesn't seem to be going the right direction. I got Strength next, Leo major arcana. This is a difficult situation that they're going through. Yeah, and it's making me drained. This is like, it's a difficult situation that requires them to dig down deep inside themselves and tap into their internal strength to make it through it. I don't really feel like that's what it's saying. The other thing it could mean is a person who's trying to tame this beast inside themselves. Like they have this urge or this desire or this impulse, and they're trying to resist against that. They're trying to rein themselves in and hold themselves back and not let themselves rush off and do something stupid that would be some kind of a mistake. This is feeling like I'm trying to contain myself in the presence of this new physical opportunity. I don't think they can, though. I got the Magician next to it. Their choices, their thoughts, and their actions create the situation I'm reading about here. 5 of Cups is next. Scorpio energy. Sadness and remorse about the past. This is regrets, feeling guilty, sadness. I'm going to be so glad to get out of this person's energy, Libra. I don't know how you can tolerate them, because just trying to read about them is like sucking the life out of me. This is like being focused on the 3 cups that have been spilled and the love and emotions that have been wasted and the time, effort, and energy that's been wasted. This is probably having regrets about spilling the connection between the two of you, but the 3 cups can also represent a third party is involved. There's 3 cups of love here, and that could be what spilled everything. There's 2 upright cups in the background behind the person. That can represent they still feel a connection for you, but now everything's changed. It could also represent that in the background is a choice between 2 different connections, you and this other person that they've got here. Also, I got 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups right beside each other. That's literally half of the 10 of Cups energy. This is like, if you're viewing it as 10 of Cups, they're not viewing it as 10 of Cups. They're viewing it as like much less important than that, is what this looks like to me. I've got Page of Swords next, which is, it's an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or figure something out. It's got nothing beside it. They're looking to the past at this gap, and the gap is connected to true love, happily ever after. Like, almost like, no, I don't see it as that, which has got this detached energy with it. Something unbalanced about this commitment, and then them taking control. Now, sometimes this will be like a snooping around and spying and researching and investigating kind of an energy. So I don't know if maybe they're keeping tabs on you and scoping out like social media stuff or asking people about you, or if this is representing someone saw something and kind of reported it back to you, or maybe you uncovered information and found out, and maybe they have regrets about that. It can even sometimes represent like premature or immature communication, like saying things all the wrong way and maybe having some regrets about that. This could also just be them trying to figure out, okay, what the hell do I do? Because I got this new opportunity I'm trying to resist, and I can't resist it, and I'm going to lose something either way. So I've got some remorse and regrets, and now everything's different. You could be trying to figure out what to do with this other person here. The final card in their energy for March 2025, Libra, is the Ace of Swords. This is the sword of truth and clarity, the sword of victory. It's the sword you use to cut away something in your life that's not balanced. It's the sword you use to sever a connection. It's a choice kind of an energy here. Like the word that decision comes from, the Latin word that decision comes from, literally means to cut off. And that's how you make choices. You cut off the other options until there's one left. I've seen that 7 of Cups repeatedly. There are definitely other options, and I think this is them making the decision. When I looked over here in your energy, that whole first column was the person whose thoughts and actions are shaping this whole situation, and some final decision that they've made. And it looks like you having the will to overcome, and there's some burden attached to trying to overcome this, probably because they've already made up their mind. Looks like they're drawing lines in the sand and setting the boundaries. Why is the Ace of Swords Final card for Libra's person in March 2025, please. Yeah. Okay, I just had the 7 of Pentacles right here at the top flip over, show itself, and go back in the deck. When it does that and it doesn't come out, that does not mean that the 7 of Pentacles energy isn't present. It just means somebody's trying to resist it or contain it or not let it come out, not let it like be out in the open. 7 of Pentacles is a period of time where I'm pausing to reflect and take stock of this whole situation, and I'm trying to decide, is this ever going to turn into what I want or not? Should I continue investing my time, effort, and energy into this, or is it not going to pan out the way I want, and maybe I should just cut my losses and move on? So it represents that period of time where that kind of thinking has been going on. And that showed itself, but didn't come out. So I think that that's something that they've been keeping to themselves and not letting you see. Could also be part of what that 7 of Cups is trying to tell me. That could be one of the things they've been trying to cover up. Underlying this Ace of Swords energy is temperance. This is patience. This is like not needing to be in a big hurry and do it little bits at a time and make sure it's just right. This is also like trying to blend themselves together with something to make something new. And then there's the options and choices and confusion again behind it. Clouds of smoke, clouded decision making, or trying to obscure your vision, trying to obscure the truth and the facts of the matter. 2 of Swords. There's the decision that needs made, and it hasn't been made yet. I think this person has been blended together with you and someone else. And they've been good at hiding that. And up until this point had not made the decision. They've probably been still trying to figure out what to do with it. And then the decision looks like it's coming in. When I clarify that Ace of Swords, I get the King of Pentacles, the Tower, and the 6 of Wands. The King of Pentacles is Taurus or Virgo energy. This is usually husband type energy. It doesn't always have to be like legally married husband. It can be just like committed boyfriend, person that's building a life around you. It doesn't even have to be a male. It can just be that person that is building a life around you. This is representing like the other half of the combined together life equation. It takes 2 to do that. I've got one of you showing up to build that alone. And the other one setting boundaries. I think that this is like the idea of husband versus the idea of like new physical opportunity. And I'm going to fight to defend and protect and get what it is that I want, which seems to be new opportunity here. Next, I've got the Tower, which again is already out here in their energy. So this is a game changer for them. It's the collapse of something. Usually it's the collapse of the relationship between the two of you, or a collapse of this belief system that they've been operating from, this mental model of the world where they believed things were a certain way and now something has happened to change that and it's shattered that belief. Like there's definitely a commitment between the two of you. I've got 2 of the marriage cards out here. Like the other one to me would be like 10 of Pentacles where we've combined lives together physically. The other one would be the King and the Queen of Pentacles, and I don't have the Queen out here. I've got just the King. And then a collapse to that. 6 of Wands is Leo energy of recognition. This is either them getting recognized for something, or it's them coming to some sort of a recognition themselves, and whatever it is they're recognizing is allowing forward movement to happen. There's this idea here in this row of like the 10 of Cups happily ever after. And then half of that energy where like, yeah, I'm not sure that's what this is. And now I've got this other connection in the background. I'm not sure if this is them getting recognized for having that other connection, or if this is them recognizing that I don't want to be husband. I don't want to be person that's building my life around someone else here. So let me cut that away and move forward. Again, like I got that Page of Swords and Page of Pentacles are the only 2 cards on each side that have nothing to go with them in the row. And they're both pages, both early stages of something, both not fully thought out and developed. This person's looking over at the past, which is where you are. You're looking over into the future toward them, but they're detached. Looks like they have gone away, to me, is what this looks like. And this is looking like you still being burdened by trying to overcome the decision that they've made. And it's looking like they've made foolish decisions. It's looking like they're irresponsible is kind of the word that's screaming at me. It's like spur of the moment, impulsive, like almost like burdened by waiting on this, like starting back at the beginning, having a plan to do that, but it's not fully developed and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And this person seems focused on getting what they want, moving forward, cutting something away that's related to, like, I've got the tower and there's a new opportunity, but then there's husband energy, and now some decision has to happen, and they've made this situation happen, and they're struggling with it. This is looking like they've created a bad spot here, and they're in control. And they're ahead of you in terms of importance or decision-making power here. And they've got stuff all kinds of messed up is what this is looking like.